Hello everyone, it's Nady, and today we'll be testing out the new e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products, not the people behind them. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy, okay? Thank you. Oh, my dewy little daydreams, how you doing today? I hope wherever you're at in the world, you're having a fabulous day so far. Oh, look who's here. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, say hello. Oh, yes. Hi, baby. Oh, my goodness, give me lovins. You approached me. Oh, yes, baby. Just embrace the hug. Oh. Okay, girl. Bye then. Anyways, I'm really stoked to test this out. I actually ended up getting the Poreless Putty Primer, which I have heard fucking amazing stuff about. And then I also got another cult classic, it seems like. This is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Since a lot of people seem to love these two things, I thought we may as well try them together. I'm also extra excited because for a while there, it seems like I was only reviewing eyeshadow palettes, and that gets so tiring after a while. There's only so many times I can say, wow, it's so pigmented. And I'm pretty sure I've said the word patchy at least 7,000 times this last month. So this is a nice little break. Plus, I get to use some cosmetics from some indie brands today, so yay! Before I slather this shit onto my face, let's go ahead and hop onto the website and kind of read about these, and maybe there's a few reviews. Okay, so the only review I see is on e.l.f.'s website, and of course it's 5 out of 5 stars, so we'll just kind of ignore that. I did just download Fake Spot, and I was hoping it would kind of work its magic, but there's only one review, so there isn't much we can do about it. But this retails for $14, which that really isn't that bad of a price, but also for e.l.f. that's kind of pricey. However, if it actually is a bangin'-ass 5-star foundation, I'm cool with that price tag. Plus, I think on here it says you only need 1 to 2 pumps and you can get full-ish coverage, so this little bitch should last you a long time. I will say though, the shade range is not that good. There's 20 shades to choose from, and to me, it just could be better. There seems to be a lot missing. They do cover all the bases. There's fair, light, medium, tan, deep, and rich, but there's just a lot in between that they kind of skip over, so maybe this is a soft launch and they might expand, I hope. But they say this is a medium to full coverage color correcting foundation with SPF 30, so I do see that this has titanium dioxide in it. If you're gonna use this around flash, just fucking don't. You're gonna go out thinking you look so cute, and then when the pictures come back, you're gonna look like a mime. And nobody here needs to look like a damn clown. That role is for our exes. But this is also 100% vegan with collagen that helps improve skin's elasticity. It has hyaluronic acid that helps provide hydration by locking in moisture. It has niacinamide to help brighten and even skin tone out, and peptides for a more refreshed complexion. They do suggest using it with their brush, which I don't have, but I do have a pretty good foundation brush that I can use in its place. Then we have the concealer, which retails for $6. Shit, that's not bad at all. I do have another one of their concealers, and I abso-fucking-lutely hate it, so maybe this one will be better. The other one that I have is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer, and honey, it is anything but. I've heard great things about this though, so hopefully this will replace that. Maybe I can throw the other one away. But this has almost 4.5 out of 5 stars. That really isn't bad, and it has thousands of reviews, almost 30,000, shit. Then the Putty Primer retails for $8, which again, not bad at all. But this too has almost 4.5 out of 5 stars with almost 10,000 reviews. Well, needless to say, I'm one stoked mofo. Let's dive into this. The directions for this say apply a thin, even amount to moisturize skin prior to makeup application. Allow to set for 30 seconds before applying foundation. We can do that. I did just wash my face and moisturized it about 45 minutes ago, so everything should be sunk in, but my face is supple like a fucking baby. And ever since this came out, I've been very curious to see how it feels. Like, I want to know what the texture is like. Ooh, okay, very nice. It's kind of solid, but then it instantly turns into a cream once it hits the warmth of your fingers, so let's apply that right there. Hopefully this isn't too much. They did say apply a thin layer. Actually, I'm gonna go in with a teeny tiny bit more because it does seem like it's getting caught in my little face fur, but also, I really can't tell if that was enough. Like, it doesn't feel like it's all over my face, but I don't want to apply too much. Okay, I went in with the slightest bit more, and that feels much better now. Let's see, do I look younger, fresher, better? I wouldn't say my skin looks any different, but we'll see once I apply the foundation. And hopefully the shade I got is okay-ish. I ended up getting light 210N. Shade matching on their website was a terrible experience, but hopefully it's somewhat close. I've got my little foundation brush. They suggest going in with 2 pumps to start off with, so there we go. It's a very thick foundation, and here we go. Alright, while we're blending this out, let's go ahead and pull up our match-o-meter. You know, this actually isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. I mean, it's still not my shade, but this color is definitely much less like corn than it normally is. Still though, I would say this is probably a maybe 7. Up close, it definitely looks like it's there, and also it's kind of splotchy. I think I need more than 2 pumps. Let's try going in with 1 more and start with that. I think the 2 pumps was just spread out a little bit too thin on my face. No, but that 3rd pump definitely helped, and I really realized this is totally not my color now. I'm not sure if it's oxidizing or what, but suddenly I look tan. And oddly enough, even though this is a color correcting foundation, there's still a bit of redness right around my nose. But here it is up close. What do we think? I actually don't think it looks that bad, but it is kind of on the cakey side. I don't know if that's because I applied 3 pumps of it, but without that extra pump, it really did look splotchy and patchy in areas. I do think it has decent coverage, but in order to get that coverage, I really had to pack it on. But I think from here, it's not too bad. What do you think? Yes? No? Did I completely forget to cover this whole spot? I never realized that I miss whole sections of my face until I'm editing the video and I'm like, how the fuck are you a YouTuber? But I don't love how it looks right there. I don't know if it's transferring on camera. It's just kind of a big difference between the yellow of my face and then the redness right there. It almost enhanced it more. But also when I apply concealer, I do typically drag it down there, so I'm really not that upset. But if you're not a concealer queen, know that you might have to kind of double up on it a little bit in just little certain areas. Actually, why don't I just dab a little bit more right there and see if we can indeed correct that redness. No, for some reason, it just does not want to stick right there. And also, I'm pretty sure this is oxidizing because when I just applied that, it was like 3 shades lighter than this. And literally before my eyes, it's getting darker, which is totally fucking up my match-o-meter rating. Oh, fuck, let's bring it back up. I think this is now like a 6. I don't know how it's registering on camera, but in person, I just look really fucking tan, and not even like real tan, like spray tan. But also I did kind of want to do a bronzy gold glam look today, so this kind of works. But yeah, so far I'm not in love with that, but I don't think it looks that bad on my skin. But for $14, I do think you could get other drugstore foundations that honestly are better. However, once I apply the rest of my face and let this chill for a little bit, I might have completely different thoughts. So let's continue. And this concealer is gonna be way too fucking light, but I did get a light one purposefully because this should have highlighted this color perfectly had it not changed. So I don't know, maybe this will oxidize too. Ooh, we've got a nice thick dough foot. Oh, I love it thick. Very reminiscent of Tarte Shape Tape. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that right there because I have a feeling this might spread out and I don't want to turn super fucking white. So let me just blend the, wow. Okay, I mean, the coverage is fantastic. A lot of times when these concealers are way too light for me, it just really accentuates the blue that's underneath my eyes. I mean, yes, it is totally way too light, but I actually don't mind the harsh contrast. I think that once I have the bronzer on, it'll actually be fine. Oh, but also it is definitely accentuating the purple under my eyes, but it's still offering a great amount of coverage and it's not creasing underneath my eye at all. Fuck, I might have to order the other colors because that is magical. Give me a second to apply this to the rest of my face. Hold on. Wow, this is like drag queen highlighting and I kind of like it. Okay, so it is actually starting to crease. Let me quick powder under my eyes before I turn into a creasy bastard. Just gonna take some Laura Mercier and press it right underneath my eyes. And then I'm gonna lightly dust it all over the rest of my face. And here we are. What do we think? I do like it, but it just seems really kind of weird. Like, it didn't really conceal in this area, and I don't know if I can fairly judge it because it was so light. Everything together almost made my skin look worse, but only in certain areas. It's so confusing. I would definitely say that this side right under there does not look that good. And then in person right here on the sides of my nose doesn't look the best, but truthfully everywhere else does look good. It's just those certain patches. And so the best I can do is just continue applying my face like normal, and at the end of the day, see how this turns out. Oh my gosh. So I just realized that my microphone wasn't recording all through this look. So I primed my eyes with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in the shade White, and then I dipped into this beautiful Mark Wiley, I'm not quite sure how to say this palette right here. And I started off by blending this shade out along my crease line, blended out like a fucking dream. It was fantastic. And then I went in with this more bronzy shade and blended that on the crease line. And then I took a deeper brown from a different palette and blended that out along the bottom and the outer corner. And now I'm gonna go back into this shadow right here and just kind of warm this this up a bit. This palette was sent to me, so thank you very much. I am in love with it so far. Also, I kind of want to feather this out a little bit. Yeah, so harsh, so dramatic. I fucking love it. Then before I go in with anything else, I'm gonna try this Eloise liquid shadow. Hopefully it's not too dark, but we'll try it. Oh, fuck me up, baby. Actually, I'm gonna take some of the gold from this palette and place it right over that while it's still wet, because I'm noticing that the liquid shadow is just kind of crumbling off, so maybe this will help set it into place. Ooh, those go together very nicely. All right, the eye look is done, and I did go ahead and bronze and contour a little bit, so now I'm gonna go in with some BULLSH. For that, I'm gonna dip into this Nomad Around the World palette, and these all seem very pretty, but I want to dip into this one today, and I'm gonna start with that right up there on the tops of the cheekbones, and then slowly bring it down. I don't typically like to go onto the apples of my cheeks with blush. Ooh, that's pretty. I think it might be a little bit more of a highlighter versus a blush, but that's okay. Let's just keep packing it on. And then just for a little bit of extra oomph, I'm gonna go into this Makeup Revolution and just mix all of these and kind of layer that up a little bit. And then for lips, I'm gonna start off with MAC in the shade Whirl. Right in the center of that, I'm gonna take some ColourPop in the shade Butter. And here we are with our final look, just like I wanted today, a bronzy glam. Before we do a little bit of a wear time test, let me take a peek at how this looks. Wow, that under eye highlight is popping, and so is that pretty much everywhere where I put that concealer. It's just dramatic. The only thing that I'm really noticing is that these products are clinging to every dry spot that I have, and they're really sinking into fine lines that I didn't even know I had. I don't know how well you can see on my forehead, but like right there, it's just kind of oof. And especially around this area, which I did exfoliate. I did use some really good moisturizers this morning. There really shouldn't be any dry patches. And I'm 1000% sure that this foundation did oxidize, because in my stubble, there's just little orange bits. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a wear time test. I don't have a ton of time, but I'll see you in a little bit. And we are back. It's actually only been like 4 or 5 hours, so I don't think much has changed, but we can still take a look. I have pretty much just been chilling in the house. I've not sweat at all, and I don't think my oils are coming through because I haven't really been moving, and they seem to stay at bay as long as I do too. But let's take a little peeky poo at this. Once again, it is still kind of orangey in my beard. I don't know if other people would really have that problem, but that is also a little bit concerning for people who might have peach fuzz. This just seems to get caught in it and turn kind of a carroty shade, which now that I remember, the whole thing turned a little bit carrot-esque. So I don't know if it was just me, but this does oxidize, and it does also kind of look a little bit dry. However, it's pretty much only dry in the areas where I put that concealer, because the outer perimeter of my face actually looks really good. Like right here is where it's caking up, and right here, which is where I put the concealer, so I probably shouldn't have used both at the same time. I apologize, but the foundation, I don't dislike, but do I love it? No. I think if this were around the same price as the concealer, I would be more okay with it, but knowing that for $14, you can get some really good drugstore shit, I would almost say try a different one over this. However, it's not terrible. In fact, I do kind of want to keep using it, but more for scientific purposes rather than actually wearing this like out in public. It's kind of like testing lube for science. Like, you gotta test them, and you might as well test them with somebody, but of course it's just for scientific purposes, right? But yeah, it's not terrible. I'm just not certain that I love it with the primer and with that concealer. I'm not sure that it was the primer, but I think it just made my face so sticky and tacky that I wasn't able to spread the foundation out as well as it should have been able to, because it just seemed patchy at first. And then when I went in with the third pump, that's when things started really looking built up. I would almost suggest maybe using that without a primer, and I also don't know if that primer made it oxidize. So there's a lot of different variables. I personally have to keep using this product, and I think I want to test these out singularly. So do I dislike this foundation? Not necessarily. I just don't like that it oxidizes, and I didn't like that I couldn't spread it out very well. But if it's the primer that's causing that, I can't fault it. And if the concealer is causing the dry cakiness, then I can't really fault the foundation for that either. And because it wasn't super easy to spread out, it didn't want to lay and cover up those red patches, which it's a CC cream, it should cover that up. But if you're curious about this, I do recommend it. However, if you have other ride or die foundations that are in this price range, I say skip it. It seems like a decent foundation, it just isn't my favorite. So there you go, talk about a fucking pot full of indecisive stew. But I do like this look, so yay for that. Anywho, to sum up, do I recommend it? If you're curious about it, yes, but otherwise, Do I think it's worth the price? I don't think it's a bad price at all. I don't think it's not worth the price, but in that price range, I do think you could get better. But there you go, thank you so much for being here. I love having you. And if you'd like to support me and my channel a little bit more, please feel free to join us over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. There you get videos a day early, you get Patreon-only content, plus best part, it is cheap, fun, and fancy, just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.